Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, we're back in Skyrim. We are in the Whiterun catacombs, in the Hall of the Dead, and we've just defeated one skeleton. Sofia did the work, and we're going to explore. See if we can find any normal people, because the lack of NPCs in here is kind of worrying me.
What was that?
Oh crap. Wow, they're easily defeated. Is that because she's so strong? She's using fire as well. Didn't know she had a skill like that. Not even sure what kind of skill she has. I'll take this one though. Maybe she is like an all-rounder.
Causing a stir. Once I started singing at the top of my voice, and someone told me to stop shouting. Then I replied, "Do I look dragonborn or like one of those creepy old guys who live on the mountaintops to you?"
Because you shouted. Yeah, funny. Alright. Let's leave out our weapon drawn. Goblets. We can just take them. Nobody cares, apparently. Death Blow of Abernennet. Block increase with explanations by the sage. Broken battles and wrecked walls. It's like a poem. Alright. We can actually take this. It won't be stealing, so we can sell it. So let's... there we go. I'll take the... What is this? Can't loot it. Look alive, Feindal. You've been quiet for some time now. Because Sofia says it all. I wonder... It probably goes around, so let's start over here. Oh, there's another one.
Is someone there?
Skeleton warrior. And this time we did the work. Ooh, unusual gem. Is that one of those... We have a mod for that. That adds quest markers. Stones of Berenzia? Is that one of them? There are like 24 in the game. Bring the unusual gem to an appraiser. I think it actually is. Let me see. It doesn't add the quest markers yet until we do that. Give it to an appraiser. That's not what I wanted to do. We wanted to select it. Maybe we can find an appraiser here. Who knows? Ancient Nord Greatsword. Nah, not really worth. Everything above 50 or 50 or higher I might take. But under that, it's just not worth it. Okay, so there's another door leading further into the catacombs, and this just leads back up. Interesting. Did we actually check around here? No, those are not lootable. So let's venture deeper. Is this worth anything? No, it looks kind of expensive, but apparently not. Hello. This is the end of the dungeon. It's not really a dungeon. It's kind of worrisome that there are live skeletons here. Not sure why the tender of this place is letting that happen. And there's nothing to loot here too of interest. Alright, so I guess we're done here. We did find one of these... can you get out of the way, Sofia? Can you actually do that? Do we have to tell you to go somewhere? Maybe we can... Can you come over here? Good, it works too. We found one of those stones, so I guess there was worth something here.
A cold place with miserable people, but after a few drinks, you don't really notice. Speaking of which, I'm getting a little thirsty.
You want some? We don't have any on us, so it's too bad for you. I wonder how many lines she has. After so many hours, she starts repeating stuff. I'd wonder. So yeah, oh, there's finally someone. Did you know there are skeletons running around in your catacombs that I just killed? Andurs.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arkay, god of life and death?
He's like one of the Dragonborn people, the Greybeards. He certainly has a grey beard. Do I know him? Well, I'm not sure. Tell me about him. He gave me a blessing, so let's not defy him.
Well, as I said, Arkay is the god of life and death. You'll find his temples and halls of the dead all across Tamriel. Priests of Arkay, such as myself, perform rites for the dead and sometimes console the bereaved. We also keep a constant vigil against those who practice the vile arts of necromancy. I asked the question because I was hoping you might be able to help me recover something I've lost.
What did you lose then?
My Amulet of Arkay. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it?
I've actually been there already, but I didn't find it. But yeah, I'll find your amulet.
I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs.
Must have been something inside a pot.
Be upon you.
Recover Andurs Amulet of Arkay. Anything else?
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living.
Okay. Let's highlight that side quest, miscellaneous quest, because I'm not sure where we could have seen it. Maybe it just spawns after we get the quest from him. Maybe the enemies spawn as well, so... But yeah, these skeletons were quite easy to defeat. Alright, Sofia, where is it? It's actually in there. I think, okay, it was there all along. I just didn't look well enough. Andurs Amulet of Arkay. Return the amulet. Or we can keep it for ourselves, which you won't do. But still, you can do it. Let's see what it does. It's worth a quite decent amount. Increases your health. It's actually quite good, but let's return it.
If there is one thing I don't like, it is people who think they are really tough and special and boast all the time. Also, don't you just hate those people who talk about pointless stuff that they really should keep to themselves? What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you talk to me very much, and sometimes it's funny. This one it ain't funny, but I can agree with that, Sofia, so sure. Alright, Andurs, I have your thing, your amulet.
With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed, as are the catacombs.
Well, I found your amulet.
Oh, thank Arkay! Please, take this gold for your troubles.
It was a very enthusiastic reaction. 15 gold, wow, that's a lot of gold.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for nothing. So,
good to see you.
He's happy with me now. We can come here anytime. We still cannot take his stuff for free. So yeah, there was a little side quest over here. Miscellaneous side quest. Sometimes it's hard to tell if this is a radiant quest or not. I don't think this was a radiant quest, but because it usually sends you to a place you've not been to. Okay, so there's lightning again, and it's getting dark, but still no rain. What is this thing, by the way? Some kind of dragonstone. Is it like a hand? No, not really. So it's 8 PM almost, and we have something we need to do here. Well, let's...
I know your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thief's den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe two good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Alright, so they're brother and sister. The interesting stuff is they started to move and all of a sudden all people came outside. That's one of the mods again. Responding to a certain time frame. They might be going to a cafe or something like that, a tavern. So let's talk to Safir.
I just want to go home and read.
Alright, good for you. What about Amron?
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
Oh yeah, you're the one. Yeah, we already got the
Find that
quest.
sword. Please, bring it to me.
Sure, will do. Alright, a quest marker is in here. How many quests do we have here anyway at this moment? World map. We have tell Carlotta that Michael is taken care of. Speak with the leader of the companions and talk to the Jarl of Whiterun. Alright. What's in here? Temple of Kinnereth? Who might be in here? The leader of the companions? Acolyte Jensen.
Speak, elf.
You're healing him?
Apparently alchemists eat
Feel better
ingredients to
already.
learn how to make potions. That doesn't sound very pleasant to me. I mean, who in the right mind would eat a giant stoat or troll fat? As for eating thistles and antlers...
How is the
that
pain?
sounds painful.
Any better?
The pain's a little less than before, but it still hurts bad enough.
Patience. The body needs time to mend.
You were saying, Sofia, you were interrupted. I'm so sorry. We actually need to talk to Danica over here. Danica Purespring. I'm not sure about what yet.
Welcome, child.
Oh, about the tree, yeah. First, let's ask her something. You're a priestess of Kinnereth?
Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge. The goddess's divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days.
And has the Stormcloak uprising affected your duties?
Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of guards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them. As more of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess. I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more.
Oh, I heard something happened to the tree at the temple.
The Gildergleam, yes. It's a bit of an eyesore at the moment. More of a problem for the pilgrims than for me, but not many of them around anymore.
And what's so special about this tree?
To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Gildergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo.
Is there any way to revive the tree?
I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Gildergleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal.
What kind of weapon would work?
Gildergleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the hag ravens. I've heard about a weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself.
Well, I guess I'll get Nettlebane for you.
Your spirit is strong. Kinnereth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
That's a quest. The blessings of nature.
Did I tell you about the time I nearly made 2 people die without even touching them? I didn't feel like wearing clothes that day. One man nearly choked to death on a piece of bread when he saw me, and the other fell over a bridge and nearly drowned.
She cannot shut up, can she? But yeah, she's fine. Can I talk to you some more, Danica?
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy hag ravens
No,
yet?
I've just been talking to you like 10 seconds ago, so no.
May Kinnereth's winds blow you to fortune.
Sickly farmer. And who are these people? Wounded soldier and oh, that's it.
Yeah?
That's the acolyte again. So who is this? Shrine of Kinnereth. Okay, you can have 1 blessing at a time. Let's see what this does. That's the powers. Fortify stamina. I think I like the other one better. There is another door. Could be another exit. And there's a back room over here with another remove unwanted visual effects. Shrine of cleansing. Unwanted visuals. In what situation do you have unwanted visuals, I wonder? And a lot of books we need to check out. Ancestors and the Dunmer, no skill book. Oh, we already know. Vernicus and Barler. Just a story. Watcher of Stones. Tales of the Heroes of Old. Alduin is real. Yeah, we've seen him. Of Crossed Daggers. A lot of new books here. What is it about? Riften. The history of Riften. It's quite interesting, actually. I might read this off camera. The castle took 7 years to build. Withershins. There we go. High value books. Or skill books. Light armor. I didn't pay attention. I think it was light armor. Adra and Daedra. A kiss sweet mother. They might conceal map locations as well, so we definitely should check them out if we didn't check them.
Back from those filthy hag
No.
ravens yet?
You asked me this before, but no, not yet. Adra and Daedra. The Song of Pelennor? Never heard about it as well. The Wisp Mother. Song of Pelennor Volume 2. And Volume 4. How many are there? And some money. Alright. Let's highlight that quest as well. Retrieve Nettlebane. I've agreed to help Danica Purespring repair the Gildergleam, the large tree outside the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun. She was talking about the Elder Gleam. Alright, I think we're done in here for now, so... Feindal's taking out his torch. And this is the tree. Alright, it looks a little dead indeed. Can we actually like activate it? Oh, we need to talk to you, Carlotta.
I've got a hungry daughter to feed, so selling my produce is really the only thing I care about.
No.
By produce, I assume you mean your body.
I don't have to take that from you.
Alright, she's angering everybody here. Well, there's something else you care about, Mikkel. Or at least that he won't bother you anymore. Mikkel won't be bothering you anymore.
Really? You convinced that lute player to stop chasing me? I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you. Here's some coin for your help.
Actually starts raining. 250 now we're talking.
Be careful out there.
NPCs should be hurrying inside now. Because of the mod. Well, we'll be staying outside. Ooh, you must be cold. So yeah, this tree. Is there anything we can do with it? Okay, where did we came from? We came from here. House Greymane. It's open, so let's head in. So yeah, the Greymanes and the Battleborns, they're rivals. Okay, there's one. Avelstein, Greymane.
Well, who I am isn't important. Let's leave it at that, huh?
You have a big warhammer, or axe.
Forget Solitude or Windhelm. Whiterun was the crown jewel of Skyrim before... well, before... never mind.
Before Ulfric? He wants to make Skyrim great again.
Such a glorious city, but then everything had to change. The Empire came, and my brother was lost.
Your brother? The Great War? Yeah, as a warmongering man, hence the two-wielded axe. Rising Threat. Walking the World, Volume 11? Oh, it's about the solitude. It's a guide to solitude in a way. Castle door. King Olaf, the Blue Palace. He travels around the world. Spatier Munius. Okay, who else do we have here? Eorlund Greymane.
My poor Fralia thinks Thorund's still alive, but I know better.
There we have the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice actor again. Tell me about yourself. Oh, he's a companion.
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you a companion?
Why? Who says I have to be? Skyforged steel is my art and honor. The companions need the best, so they come to me.
We can't tell him we want to join Fralia, Greymane.
All I can think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive. Those Battleborn, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
How do you know they're lying?
It's not wise to discuss it here. Please, if you truly wish to help, meet me at my home. I'll tell you the whole story.
Well, this is your home, right?
Mother, what's the meaning of this? Who have you brought into our home?
This is weird.
Adelstein, put that down. He's here to help us find Thorold.
How do we know he's not spying for the Battleborn? This was foolish. We can't trust anyone. Who knows what they'll do if they find me here?
I can't take any more of this. No weapons, please. Let's just talk.
People say you shouldn't be naked in public, but
So,
I managed
you're here
to
to
get
help?
a free outfit out of it.
Alright, Sofia keeps talking. It's a little bit buggy, NPCs go everywhere.
Like you would leave me
And
naked the whole time.
yeah, we'll do that, Sofia, so don't you worry. So yeah, we were in her home, and all of a sudden she thought we weren't. Anyway, yeah, I'm not even sure what's going on.
My brother Thorold. He was fighting for the Stormcloaks and went missing. Everyone assumes he's dead. But he's not. I just know it. The Imperials captured him, and they're holding him someplace. The Battleborns know where. I'd go and search their house for proof, but they want me to. I'd be captured, and then we'll never know what happened to him. So I need someone to find that proof for me.
Find evidence of Thorold's fate. Why do you think the Battleborns are involved?
The Battleborns, the Emperor's biggest bootlickers here in Whiterun. Their connections to the Empire and the Legion are well known. When Thorold didn't return home, there was no question in my mind. They knew Thorald supported the Stormcloaks, knew he was gonna aid them in battle, made sure he didn't come back. Locked him up someplace to get back at my family. I'm sure of it.
So, okay, your Stormcloak supporters and the Battleborns are Imperial supporters? What sort of proof do you need?
Anything that confirms that Thorald isn't dead, but is being held captive. I know those Battleborns have it. They'd be hiding it, of course. Wouldn't want it to get out that they've been lying this whole time. But you might be able to butter them up enough to lower their guard.
I've spoken to some Battleborns, so I can try that.
Best if you didn't mention to anyone that you saw me here.
In your house? Really? Alright, another quest. Missing in action. Edelstein Greyman believes his brother Thorald has been taken prisoner and that the Battleborns of Whiterun have proof. We'll get to that. But first, we weren't done here yet. That's a sweet roll. It's leading us outside. Oh, he's going to sleep? What time is it? 12 AM. I think everybody was going to sleep. It's kind of the weird thing about the Elder Scrolls games. We're in a serious conversation. She invites me, and she doesn't invite me to her home, but we can stay. And she's going to sleep. Just when we talked about her son. But she doesn't matter that way. She was tired, so she needed to sleep. Ooh, this one though. It's a good one. Well, let's wake her up. What the hell is this? Fine clothes.
Me out. Is it just me, or do they all look the same? If we had kids, what do you suppose they would look like?
Really? You...
Oh no, I meant hypothetically. Not that I would want to. Although you are. I'm just going to shut up now before I really embarrass myself.
She wants to marry this cute wood elf. Want to make children? It's a little too soon. We just met. The Real Berenzia again. They have a lot of books though. The Arcturian Heresy. Never heard about that as well. Veronica's biography. A Minor Maze. Shalador. And Labyrinthian. Those are pretty names. Antecedents of Dwemer Law. Lost Legends. Forbidden Legend? Wait, that's connected to a quest? Investigate the Golder Legend. Well, then we have to read it, right? Let's see how long it is. It isn't that long, so let's read this one. If it's connected to a quest, we must. Lost Legends of Skyrim by Tulsgar the Elder, Archivist of Winterhold. The history of Skyrim is vast, predating even the most ancient records of man and myr. Much has been lost, fallen to the ravages of war or the turning of the ages, but nothing is ever truly forgotten. Where no records exist, legends and folk tales offer us a key to the past, a way to piece together truths half remembered in the minds of men. For generations, the people of Morthal have told whispered tales of the Pale Lady, a ghostly woman who wanders the northern marshes, forever seeking her lost daughter. Some say she steals children who wander astray, others that her sobbing wail strikes dead all those who hear it. But behind these tales may lie a kernel of truth, for ancient records speak of Umriel, a mysterious figure Isgramor's heirs battled for decades and finally sealed away. Reachmen tell the story of Faulen Red Eagle, an ancient king who rallied his people and drove back the armies of Citadel with a flaming sword. Though accounts vary, they do seem to be based on an underlying truth. The Imperial Chronicles of Empress Hestra mention a rebel leader of that era who was eventually cornered and slain in battle at the cost of a full legion of men. but some tales prove far harder to analyze. Among scholars, perhaps the best known is the forbidden legend of the Archmage Golder. In the dawning days of the First Era, the story goes there lived a powerful wizard by the name of Golder. Wise and just, he was well known in the courts of King Harold and the Jarls of Skyrim, and his aid and counsel were sought by men and mer alike. And then he was murdered. Some say one of his sons killed him. Others that King Harold, jealous of his power, gave the order. But Golder's 3 sons fled into the night, pursued by a company of Harold's best warriors and the Lord Geirmund, the king's personal battle mage. A great chase ensued from the wilds of the Reach to the glacial north. One brother is said to have perished in the ruins of Folgunthur, at the foot of Solitude. The others were run to ground soon thereafter. And once it was done, King Harold ordered every record of their murders destroyed, and Golder's name and deeds were struck from the rolls of history. Even today few sources remain, and no bard will tell the tale, but perhaps the truth yet remains in some ancient ruin, waiting to be unearthed, for nothing is ever truly forgotten. Alright, so we have a quest that is connected to that. Let's check it out for a second. Forbidden legend. Long ago the Archmage Golder was murdered and his 3 sons were hunted down by King Harold's personal battle mage. The entire incident was covered up, their names struck from every record. But the legend survived. Perhaps someone still knows the truth of this ancient tale. Investigate the Golder legend. Now where is that supposed to be? Let's check out the map before we end this episode. World map. Find evidence of Thorald's fate. There's 3 quests we need to do here. Strange Jester. Over here maybe? Amaranth's family sword. Valdheim Towers. We have written some stuff in Windhelm already as well. What about Riften? We have stuff in Riften as well. Locate the face sculptor. We have to bring the unusual gem all the way over there. We have some stuff in Winterhold as well. It's getting filled up. Not yet in Dawnstar. Morthal. Okay, it's over here. Between Solitude and Morthal. And we have some stuff over here. Well, not much yet. It focuses mainly on the center region and... yeah, well, mainly over here. Alright, so this is where we wrap it up. Hope to see you next time, and we will continue to explore Whiterun, talk to people, and Whiterun is big, so it might still take a while, but I'm having fun. So, yeah. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode.